Today I want to tell you why I even called my project Have the Courage to Be You, why I call it my 8-week program that I created. I call it this way because I noticed that it takes a lot of courage to be truly you. And even though it sounds funny or stupid, I really do believe that it takes a lot of courage to finally speak up and be true to yourself. And I discovered that being in New York City. I moved to New York City just to change my mindset. This was the main reason. I just really was dying to change my mindset. I knew that there are bigger things out there, and I knew that there is something I don't know, and I wanted to find out what I didn't know. And I started finding out, and this is the scary part. When I started my transformation over 3 years ago, I started noticing that I changed. Like, I was changing a lot, and my mindset was finally shifting. So I discovered that I have different opinions, that I wanted different things, that I am able to speak up finally and say what I truly want. And it didn't happen overnight, of course. It was happening gradually. I've been writing about it the last 3 years on my website, just like New York. I've been writing about my transformation and all the steps I took and the whole process. And I also ask questions over there. I answer those questions, and I speak about things that I wouldn't be able to speak few years ago, that's for sure. Like, I wouldn't be able to talk about those things few years ago. I'm 100% sure of that. But once I started talking about some things out loud, I noticed that I started getting mixed reactions. And the reactions surprised me because I knew I was changing, but I had no idea that I was changing that much. I thought that the things I was writing about were so normal, they were so obvious for me, but I didn't realize that they were obvious for me because my mindset changed, and it's obvious for this mindset and this way of thinking. Probably if I read it a few years ago, I'm not even sure if I would agree with myself a few years ago. But this is me now. This is who I've become. And I'm proud of that. And I keep changing, and I'm just keep discovering new things. But I noticed, as I said, that I got mixed reactions, and at some point I had to decide what to do with it because the reactions weren't always good. So I had to decide if I'm going for it, if I am able to disattach myself from the opinions of other people, or should I come back to who I used to be and be this familiar Daga that I used to be. But the problem is that I knew that there is no way back. Once you start discovering things about yourself, once you dig here, once you understand what you're truly about, unfortunately, fortunately for you, unfortunately for other people, there is no way back. So then you have to decide, will you be courageous enough to handle it, and will you stand for what you believe in, or will you please the crowd? And it's up to you. As I keep saying, everything is up to you, and this is up to you too. So what do you decide to do? Remember, when you start changing, when you start transforming yourself, people would not recognize you, and some people will leave your life. Some people would have to go. Your changes would be too difficult to handle for other people. And you have to stay very strong, and you have to be brave enough to understand that this is who you truly are, that you can't satisfy everyone, and you have to stay true to who you are in here, and that there is no way back. You have to have the courage to be you, and you have to have the courage to stand for what you believe in. We will come back to this topic because it's a lot of things to talk about. Stay strong. Thank you.